Beyond the stars lie a web of pearls, each gemstone a miniature world unto itself. Upon these worlds interconnected our stories are told, and the fate of creation hangs in the balance. Welcome to the Titan's Gift.
Hot bites.
Hey, Scout.
Hello, hello. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Titan's Gift Campaign, episode 17. I'm your DM host Marty, joined by the entire Seattle crew. Levi, Luke, Matt, and Neil. How is everyone doing tonight?
That's us.
That is us.
Yes.
Pretty good. We're alright.
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Let's get chat going here.
Hey, chat.
What was everyone's week like? Any updates? Any FYIs? Any TMIs or?
You don't want to know. Went camping with my buddy Scott, and he forgot his sleeping pad, and I thought he was gonna die, and thought we were gonna have to hike out at 2-3 in the morning because it would get too cold. But
You realize how cold it is out there, right?
oh, it was below freezing.
Did you take those pictures that you shared?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Wow. I sent a couple of them to my wife and said, this is a hike we're doing.
I mean,
Well, they found a dead cow and then cut it open.
I'm an Eagle Scout. I'm aware that you know if people are suffering from hypothermia,
you gotta
You gotta
skin
skin to
contact
skin.
is the best way.
it really is the best way to transfer
warm a
heat.
person up. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. We had a good time, took some photos. Some of them I posted online. Some of them I posted other places online. It's not a big deal.
Whoa.
All right.
It actually is a big deal because you took a couple of pictures that were really beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, which
I'm just
site did
saying.
you go to?
Thank you, Neil.
Awesome.
So it's me.
Matt, what's going on with you, man?
Oh man, not much. I'm trying to think of anything interesting that I've done recently, and it's I'm having trouble.
Are the cats still using the cat?
We're still using the cat wheel.
runner?
It's pretty
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, they're
It's like a
they're
hamster
enjoying
wheel
it.
for cats.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It's good fun.
In all the right ways.
Oh, me. Yeah, I went to Viva Las Bangas.
That's Bangalore. It's a gambling parlor.
I drank them all day.
Bangalore.
I slept all night, so it was party time.
Yeah, you had fun in Vegas, actually?
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought you hated Vegas.
Oh, yeah, I don't like Vegas, but I had fun this time.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
I don't like Vegas either. I gotta go there in March for work, and I mean, I guess I'm excited, but
It's alright. I paid $41 for 2 drinks, so I was like, yeah, I remember why I don't like
It's worse
this
than
place.
Seattle. More.
That's close to Seattle, yeah.
Is that the same price your work pays when you're there, Luke?
usually I pay nothing when work sends me, but
That's what I said. That's the same price that your work pays.
yeah, I wouldn't know how much.
What's going on with you, man?
Man, this was a good week. We went to go watch some rugby on Sunday night, and that was a lot of fun. It was the Seattle Seawolves against the Glendale Raptors. I know, the Seawolves have got this dolphin-like character thingy. It's funny. And, yeah, that was just a lot of fun. Close game, tough game, couple of hard knocks.
Where do they play at?
Starfire Stadium. I think it's where the Sounders
play at?
practice.
What the fuck is that?
That's a Jaquilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and the quality of the rugby was pretty decent too.
We had an awesome game on Saturday with the Dread and Circus campaign. The crazy 8-way team battle royale is ticking on. It takes us about an hour and a half to do a round of combat. run like 5 or 6 rounds. Magnus, Ahmed's character, died at the hands of the stream randomly rolled generator named Ugg. Ugg grappled Magnus and then has a power once you're pinned, he can do coup de grace. He just kind of grappled Magnus. Ahmed's other character had hold personed Magnus, so Magnus was paralyzed. Ugg just went up, grappled him, pinned him, and the next round cricked his head.
Wow.
So we ended the scene with Magnus's love interest that may have been a Valkyrie is streaming down out of the heavens to collect Magnus's soul before it gets pulled into the Ark of the Undying Emperor, which is buried beneath the city. And basically, there's a soul tug of war going on between with Magnus's soul right now. So it's
Dread and Circus. Did that get combined with what was the other one?
We combined it with our Pathfinder 2 playtest called Doomsday.
Okay.
Those characters played 300 years before Dread and Circus. And it is the same universe as Legends, but they don't know how the timelines match up yet.
Okay. Is Magnus one of the Legends characters too? Or
No.
I've just heard that name before.
You're thinking Uker, maybe?
I'm thinking. Yeah.
Hey Drakester, looks like you got a new phone because you pissed that you missed the fight. That's dedication, man. Hope you enjoy your new phone.
Much love.
Yep. Okay, so why don't we do a quick recap of what happened last week in this particular game, and then I think there's going to be a fight because there's going to be a fight tonight because we haven't had a fight in a long time. Fight. So make sure you have your spells prepared. It's kind of the meta. Episode 16, Tusk in Peace. The Jerks Emeritus strike out from their new villa. They visit the half-hag of Trashfall and speak of hags and magical eyes. They return to the slough and settle things up at the Moorsvine residence. Master Telemon passes from this world, aided by the deadly concoction of the apothecary Agnew the Old. As his inheritance, Zephyros receives a key to the vault, a holding place run by priests of Bompa Damadamba. Ludo and Manny visit the Devil's Fork pawn shop, and Ludo buys a fancy new bow.
What?
The party travels to the plateau and finds the city abuzz with the upcoming Quatern address. A local watch sergeant catches a pickpocket before he makes off with Zephyros' property.
That guy.
The guy you thought was going to trip and die in the same scene. So the group of you leaves the vicinity of the People's Square, which is on the edge of the People's Market. The place is abuzz and really busy as on the first day of summer, Sovereign King Eodred II, he probably has some nicknames. He's the Miser. He's been unfortunate to have had a long reign during the stagnation, and his people have begun to chafe under his rule. They're actually looking forward to him going to sleep, because there's hope that the Regency might do a better job over the next 4 years. Of course, this has happened several times, and the Regency also ruled over a giant economic slowdown, mass starvation, and just things not going so well. Since the destruction of several important places that were the breadbaskets of the Great Wheel about 30 years ago, the halflings of Yond had to leave their pearl because it was no longer suitable for habitation. And then even before that, there were other events that, unless you were a historian, you may not know about. That is neither here nor there, as this group of mercenary friends have seemed to realize that working together they can and killing people and taking their stuff has worked out quite well for them. They have an artifact.
There's that.
They have an artifact. They've got a number of magic items, and they now are sort of living and working together. The group is headed to, was it the Temple District or the Wizard District first?
Wizard District?
I think the Wizard District first,
Okay.
yeah.
And also before we go,
Oh,
I
you're
just want to
gonna
make
register.
spellcraft checks if you wouldn't mind. I owe you spellcraft checks for all the copying that I did with the 80 hours.
I think,
As do I.
yeah.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, let's do this because it determines which spells you have available for.
Right, so I've got to make 16 d20 rolls.
Okay.
Luke, you're welcome. And I'm going to roll them. And they will be in the same order as I have them listed in the sheet, in the spell research sheet, Luke, if you wanted to follow along to make sure that I'm not cheating
and
here.
do you know how to make multiple rolls in the same roll?
Yeah, I'm just going to say 16 hash 1d20 plus 13.
Yep.
I trust you, Neil.
Okay. So what I will do is I will take these and I will copy them in and check which ones were successful, not to bore the channel by reading 16 spell names one after the other.
Yeah.
Come on.
I have a similar task to do.
There are some poor rolls in there. That 16 doesn't look good. That 14 doesn't look good. That's probably an automatic fail.
I only need 3 and above and 4 and aboves.
Yeah, there are some poor rolls in that.
Yeah, so I'll check it out. I'm going to put them in order, and I will update them in order in the sheet for auditing.
The 16 is your number of rolls.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do
Sure.
some as well.
Looks like a couple of failures
Yep,
near
couple
the
of
end.
fails, yep. That is fine.
And does the professor need to learn anything?
I did all my last one.
Okay.
I could attempt to learn some cantrips, but I'm not gonna bother.
Cool. All right. While you're working on that, you guys are entering the Wizards District. You do notice that the homes surrounding many of the large buildings are kind of like walled compounds. The streets are very unfriendly in that they open up to the portcullises and gates of wizard manors. You do find that there are some apartments that are kind of stacked on top of each other where there are servants and craftsmen that might support the magical industries live. These seem to be a bit more busy and the streets inviting. Let's see what area you come across first. It may not be your may not be your specific destination, which I assume is the Arcanaecrum.
We needed to do registrations first and then go commit thievery.
Go visit the museum.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that what I said?
Yeah. Go rob the museum. Gotcha. All right. I think I put under. Well, it would help if I was looking in the right campaign. Not
Gosh, you're not going to believe it. I failed magic weapon again.
That's sour.
Neil.
All the other ones worked.
Is magic weapon a mage's spell?
No, I'm trying to learn. Yeah, it's a major spell. Sorry, yes, that's right. It is
Okay.
a major spell.
So you could try learning it for the other.
The wizard.
The wizard.
Don't know if it is a wizard spell.
Yeah, it should be.
Quick question.
I don't. What,
For the one that I failed by only 1, can I timely inspiration myself for that extra point? Or does this represent kind of the cumulative study over some period of time?
it takes you an hour to study this, and then you get a roll.
Yeah, so
I don't think it can help with the.
I'm with you on that. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I succeeded as a wizard on it.
What you could do if you guys were really, really paranoid about or really didn't want to fail is you could aid each other in learning spells, but that would double the time.
Sure. Everyone would have to spend all the time.
Just that hour, not the time of copying,
Just
Oh,
the
sure.
hour of learning.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yelling at each other over the story. No, you're learning it wrong!
Exactly,
Just-
you're doing it wrong.
Just so that everybody knows, I'll give you a quick rundown of the spells that I just learned.
Leviosa.
It's 50. I've just spent 58 hours of the 80 hours that I had to learn spells,
Nice.
and it's a process of copying from learning from my wizard to my mages, or my mages to my wizard, or from the professor to me.
Yep.
So it's shield, unseen servant, snowball, silent image, color spray, resist energy, magic weapon, rope trick, magic missile, expeditious retreat, shocking grasp, reduce person, grease, featherfall, keep watch, and floating disc.
Cool.
It's a pretty long list.
You wanna add a 10-foot rope to your character sheet for rope trick, because that one you actually need a material component for. Like focus, you need the rope that you climb up into the trick with.
Okay.
I don't know if it has to be 10 feet or not. You might want to check the description of the spell. Okay. In the Wizards District, you guys see in the distance the Meatabasta University, which lies beside the Sovereign's Museum. Up ahead is the Mage's Market, which is a ramshackle of shops jammed on top of each other. Let's see, how do we make this? Yeah, it's sort of built in a street near the side of a cliff, and there's a lot of shops that are kind of stacked on top of each other, kind of coming out of the cliff. It is a very busy area. This is probably a good place to buy magic ink or accoutrements for your researches. The Tower of Arcana can be also seen in the distance as well. It's a very imposing structure. On the far end, overlooking a cliffside or a slope of the mountain, is the which one was this? We're missing the. Thought we decided that the Tower of Ioun was not in the Temple District, but in the Wizards District.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe we did.
Okay. For some reason, that's not listed. So this is the Tower of Ioun, Temple of the God of Magic.
I don't know how much it matters to you, but your camera is bleeding into the map frame.
I shall fix it. Fixed. You can see the Tower of Ioun with strange lights dancing around the top of its spire. If you keep on going forward, you'll end up in the Wizards' market, in the Mage's Market.
We don't have any money for that sort of thing right now.
Okay, so you're just walking through it then?
Yeah.
All right, the Mage's Market. You do see spell components and weird animatronic little dolls. There seem to be a lot of people buying magical shawls that change color.
Is this all the rage right now?
That seems to be the rage, or at least this one vendor and several people walking around the market have bought into it. You do see that there is a prominent and busy-looking eatery/pub called the Conjurer's Oath. The signpost of the Conjurer's Oath are two wizards squaring off with wands in their hands. A lot of strange-looking magic types are in the parlor of the Conjurer's Oath. Opposite to the Conjurer's Oath is sort of a street that heads downhill, and it's a very dark-looking street. And you could see vendors hanging out in the alleys, and there's a clear sign that says Shadowmen Alley.
What do we know about Shadowman Alley? We heard something about that.
It seemed like there was a place where you could get sort of the magic equivalent of photography done. Or at least there was some place up here that had sort of the shadow images where you could...
Okay.
Like Harry Potter photography sort of thing, it seemed like. And to step aside and metagame for a little bit, Gracchus in Titan's Gift 1 had a locket that was like a shadow image of his grandmother from the station.
You do see some signs hanging from businesses kind of down in this alley that do say such and such shadowgrapher.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It seems shady though.
It just
For wizard photography.
Yeah, there's just sort of a hey that alley looks a little creepy. But you do see a well-to-do rich couple. They're both Ricastans, and the woman you overhear as she walks by is going on about. I wonder if I blinked or something like that.
Yeah, definitely no conjuring while drunk. Thanks, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny. I'm sure it would be fine. You know, your husband reassures his wife or whatever. You continue on. You're not stopping at any of the shops.
Zephyros is gone.
It might be interesting to know in some cases, but yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm looking for yet. So
okay, you did notice that one of the people in the alleyway was kind of like calling you over. His fingers were really long, like there was an extra digit or something. It was kind of creepy. It was a dude in a top hat and a long trench coat.
That's what this guy's all about.
Manny grabs the back of your shirt. He doesn't want to go down there. All right, you continue on. There's one guy that's
I've got crystals. Crystals of the source. Crystals of the source. Anyone? Any takers? Hey, you.
She sees Pharisee looking at him.
Would you like a crystal of the source? You can buy one. It might be connected.
to the source.
Of course.
Right.
Would that be worse or better?
Oh, it would be better. You'd be able to siphon a spell or two if you got lucky.
You notice that he's got a tray, and he's got a bunch of, like, purpley gems. Some of them are just, like, no better than rocks covered with purple paint, and other ones look like they're bits of like, amethyst.
I'll pass for now, but thanks.
Crystals of the source! Crystals of...
You notice that he sees somebody wearing, like, obviously a wizard type, wearing a sash, and immediately he kind of, like, flips close the tray that he had out with drawers and kind of pulls it up to his chest and runs into an alleyway away from the wizard just slowly looking around, didn't quite see what was going on. This wizard definitely belongs to the Arcanaecrum. You do know that the Arcanaecrum wizards themselves wear sashes that declare what specialty they are.
Do I realize or recognize the speciality?
Yeah, sure. This particular wizard that walked out of the Conjurer's Oath. I need a D10, I guess. What the fuck in my whole big bowl of dice can D10? Knowledge Arcana?
I'll auto it.
Just waiting for my character sheet to open. Come on. I think I'm plus 13. I just want to make sure. Yeah, plus 13. 1d20 plus 13, and you've got an auto 8, right? So it's 15. And 19?
Gray is the color of necromancy.
Okay. I point to him and I tell the people, tell everybody in the group that.
Okay, the necromancer sees that you guys are looking at him, and he seems to be important enough, or has an ego, or is busy. His gaze just passes over you, and he ignores you after that. Continuing on through the Arcanaecrum.
We're getting closer.
Well, closer to where?
Home.
Oh,
I recognize some of these cross streets. I'm not sure which one, but it's somewhere nearby,
Says Macronom.
do you have a fondness for home? Seems they threw you in the trash.
I think they were doing spring cleaning after the wizard that lived there died.
A former master of yours?
No, that wizard didn't know.
Yes, well, not really sure what to tell you, Macronom. Are you trying to stop home for a quick chat?
Oh, if I see home, I will tell you.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's more like I need to sense it.
alright.
Home.
Yes, home indeed.
Home is where the Spoodles is.
Sounds like a made-up word, but yes.
Macronom has many Spoodles.
You're lucky. You're lucky you can find your home.
Oh, it's somewhere over there, I think. The Spoodles are tingling.
Let's find it. I would like to know who else might have known you.
But Zephyros has to go to the big tower with the sucking noise. We should go there first.
We can go there first, but I would like to know who else used to know you.
Do you still carry things for them?
What was it, 16?
I have contents for 17 other people that are not yous guys.
That is correct. Yes.
You want to mark that down at the top of the Macronom that he's got 17. He's carrying stuff for 17 other people.
Good lord. I actually have that written on my sheet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So if
Who's
you
putting that on
made it
Macronom
up,
sheet?
you made it up the same.
Excellent.
Nice.
Who put that on Macronom sheet? I don't want to create a duplicate.
No, I'll put it on.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes, we will follow the Spoodles.
Don't know what he's talking about. Does sound like a made up word, but Macronom seems to repeat it several times like it's a thing.
Like some sort of internal direction sensing organ, or
Yeah, or maybe some sort of like ganglia or philia that you've seen Macronom kind of like sense with. He's like a weird magical creature.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not sure. Spoodles. I'll mark that down so I don't forget.
Spoodles. Spoodle me timbers.
Where's Macronom?
I am
I'll put
Zephyros.
my Spoodles are tingling. Alright, we keep little sayings at the top of our character sheets, and that's now one of Macronom's sayings.
Spoodles are tingling.
Look at that, developing his character. Alright. Yeah, you guys pass through the wizard's market. There are more shops. You do see the grand cuckoo clock in the distance. It's sort of a big kind of like clockworks-like structure with a grand building kind of hanging off of it. You'd have to like walk down towards it as opposed to where you're headed if you wanted to go and gawk at it. Man, he's looking at it. There's nothing coming out of it at this point, though. It does have a massive clock face with 13 hours.
Right.
Which we should be pretty used to by now, right?
Yep.
I mean, we lived here our whole lives, right?
Yeah, the 24-hour clock would be like, what the fuck is that? Not enough hours in the day already.
Look, it's for people who can't see the sun.
What? Oh. Yes.
How come it's not going? I want to see a cuckoo.
I believe it only does that at certain intervals. Hour, half hour, every quarter hour.
Oh, you mean when the big hand hits 13?
Do you not know how to read a clock, Andreas?
Know to read a clock.
Okay. Yes, something like that then.
See, Manny here can see the sun, Professor, so he knows when it is.
The sun. Is it cloudy today?
No, it's a nice spring day.
Oh, you can tell. You can tell even when it's cloudy.
Sometimes caught up in a dusty library some way. Hard to see the sun.
That's why I avoid dusty libraries.
Okay, I'm going to bring you to the map called The Streets.
Streets?
You are walking up some nice cobblestone streets. You are headed towards the Arcanaecrum. In fact, you are kind of at the Arcanaecrum, but sort of walking along the side of the building towards the entrance. When there's sort of a crash and a boom, and maybe some swearing, kind of high up from a window as you're walking along this wall, and something kind of goes splat in the middle of the street about 20 feet in front of you. It looks like a bag, no, a sheep's gut. It's kind of went squished, and it sort of pulsed a little bit.
Is it magical?
Okay, you cast Detect Magic. Give me a caster level check.
Do one of those. Just D20 plus your caster level?
No, I just need it specifically for the person that casts Detect Magic.
17.
I'll also detect magic on it.
Okay, also give me a caster level check.
That's just D20 plus your caster level?
Mm-hmm.
9.
Zephyros is not doing detect magic.
Okay,
He's
so
assuming it was magic.
you're seeing some strange transmutation magic and a weird magical bleed. Like, you actually see the trail that went all the way up to where, like, the window was, where this thing kind of went flying out of. It looked like it kind of flew out and then fell. Like, you're actually seeing its trajectory. The thing is pulsing, and with each pulse, it's kind of growing a little bit. You, however, try to cast Detect Magic, and you feel your spell slipping away from you. And give me a percentile.
77?
Okay. A brass trumpet instead appears beside the squishy thing that's growing.
I'll cast Mage Hand and poke the squishy thing.
Okay. Yeah, it's transmutation magic. It is moderate, and it's concentrated around the squishy thing. Somebody appears at the window where this thing happened, and he's strange looking.
Oh there! Watch where you're throwing your trash!
One man's trash.
Is not another man's junk.
Is for keeping or eating.
I wouldn't eat it just yet, but
Let me get the token of the dude that is looking down upon you. He looks like really surprised, and partially like something on him was scalding a moment ago. His face is kind of dominated by a mask that covers half of it, and he's got this really bewildered look as he's looking down into the street at the rest of you. He's definitely appeared at the window or the balcony where the sound of the crash had happened. And he looks like this.
Oh.
I think it's yours now, Professor, since he threw it away. Maybe he wants to buy it back.
Ooh, that's a rather good point.
Don't touch it, is what he says. I'll be down in a minute. He disappears from the.
Macronome, I
Sorry?
think it's for keeping for the moment, if you
Oh,
please.
it's getting too big.
And you notice that it is rapidly growing now at an exponential rate. And it's growing 3 heads, 4 legs, and 2 wings. Yeah, those are wings? Yeah, those are wings. One of the heads is draconic, the other one looks like a goat, and the one in the middle looks like a cat. At this point in time, I'm going to get you guys to roll initiative.
Great. It's been a while. I forgot.
I forgot how to do this.
Oh, big old 2. First and second round.
19!
All right, we'll use the initiative sheet for this. And there's the wall that you guys are walking.
Yeah, that one.
Are you gonna nuke the initiative?
Oh, you want me to nuke it?
I'll get it.
Okay.
Alright. I'll go ahead and roll attack.
Popping and bone popping and stretching sounds. The thing growing from the strange sack looks like it's in a lot of pain. Initiative sheet, combat sheet. Somebody roll for Macronome.
You wanna do that, Neil?
That's a 17.
Is Tech with you guys? Did I miss Tech?
Should be.
Better be.
Where the fuck
I
is
don't think
Tech?
we would leave the house without our precious murder bug.
Never leave the house without him.
Oh, he was on top of the roof guarding Pharisee when she went to her apartment, remember?
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he would have still come with us, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody can roll for Tech.
I did. I rolled a 1.
Wow. Glad we're getting our nat
The
ones out of
professor
the way.
gets to do something. That's nice.
Oh wow, this thing has a +5. That's initiative.
Uh-oh. Know what that means.
Okay, I will sort the initiative and... Oh, I didn't roll for it.
Macronome. Goblin.
Why is Macronome's tech so high? He has a +8? What is this fucking bag?
He probably has improved
Pretty
initiative.
small.
It's ridiculous.
It's really beneficial for him to be able to quickly hide. isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's getting too big to eat. Oh.
Macronome had slipped off of Zephyros to go closer towards it, and then decides that nope, I'm not going towards it, and climbs back onto Zephyros' shoulder. The professor.
The professor will... This is just a regular full round, right?
Yep, this thing looks really angry. It's like 3 beasts in one. It's glistening with, as it kind of burst out of a membrane that contained a little bit of fluid. There's an awful smell.
I will dual spell cast. First one is going to be Vanish. And then I will cast Silent Image and expend 1 point to raise the DC by 1. And I will conjure around it a pretty simple metal cage big enough that is it still continuing to grow?
It seemed to have, its growth has seemed to slow down.
Big enough that it's not touching the cage walls or anything. It isn't directly interacting with it. It'll have to choose to interact with it, but It's in a cage right now.
Okay.
And I'm in a 5-foot step somewhere.
There's an illusory cage around it.
There's no room for me to 5-foot step anyway.
Forward.
I don't want to do that.
Yep. All right, so you disappear, and there's a cage now that that popped around it.
Yeah. The DC on it should be 18.
Ludo, what are you doing?
Ludo is going to do. Jesus Christ.
Cheese and crepes.
Cheese and crepes. Is going to do his vanishing trick. Thing's terrifying. And step way over here.
Okay. I drew some buildings on the other side of the street. There are some alleyways that you could duck into, corners and that sort of thing.
Yes.
The wall of the Arcanaecrum is long. As you're looking for a way inside, kind of along the approach. Okay, so Ludo just moves to there and vanishes. I'll give you the halo of blue, which in our campaigns means that you are invisible.
I'm invisible. Can you see me?
Invisibly.
Invisible.
Okay, so there's the thing in the cage, the illusionary cage. Manny.
Manny. Well, he's pretty freaking close, huh? This thing's showing aggression at us, right?
It is. It has got 3 monster heads that are all growling and roaring and snapping at each other and towards you, and it does not look pretty.
It was a dragon, a cat, and
yeah, if you zoom in, it's a dragon, a goat, and a cat.
A goat, right? Okay.
And when I say cat, it's more like a lion head.
Right. So, can he target one of these heads?
Yeah, you can throw a stone at it.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna have him sling a stone at the cat head.
Sure.
Give me a second. He is 20 plus 13.
For those at home, the players, please don't click on the link.
Click on the link?
16. Jesus.
16. It bounces off of the hard bone of the head. It's sort of a glancing blow. It does no damage. Of course, the stone went right through the illusory cage. The polymorphed thing is going to, I guess, interact with the cage as it moves forward. And it gets a will save.
Hope it fails.
22.
God damn, this is stupid magic.
Alright. But it did slow it down. It did look like it was going to just go flying at you guys, but it paused for a moment and looked around, and then the goat head kind of hit the side of the cage, it shimmered, and then they all slowly push their heads through the bars, which then looks quite frightening to those who haven't seen through the illusion yet. It's kind of like T-1000 going through the bars right now. Given that you slowed it down, the dragon seems to get mad. It opens its mouth and breathes. And there's a tinkling and very cold cone of frost that is coming your direction.
Too bad it's not fire. That cape.
And it can only get... There we go, there's a 20-foot.
What the fuck can only get? Gets off!
The fuck did the elephant do to it?
It gets Manny, Henry, or Professor Zephyros, Mockernom. It just misses Pharisee, Pixel, and Tech. While impressive, oh shit, it is impressive. 32 damage, reflex save for half.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
What's the DC?
17.
I made it!
We're going to start with Tech.
17 damage.
Tech's not in it.
Oh, Tech's not in it.
No, the color's
It's not big enough.
It's
And Ludo
just skipped out of the way. You know the sound of like the really hard crystal ice kind of on the
16 damage? Is
on the street. Half of 32 is 16. Yeah.
Oh, what did we have to get? What did we have to hit?
17 is the report.
Zephyros makes it.
Okay, Zephyros basically pulled the door off of his back. It kind of blocked a little bit of
the spray with that. So you only take 16 cold. What about Makernam?
I'm going to roll for him in a moment.
And then Manny's roll.
Oh, yes.
Manny's probably got a really shitty reflex save.
Yeah.
And then, like most dragons, it can breathe again.
In a few rounds.
Markenham's got a +7.
7 is not enough. Manny takes the full brunt. He takes
Markenham makes it as well.
32 damage. Oh!
32 damage. My beautiful man.
Okay, and then Makernam takes half.
Alright.
Is this just damage or cold damage?
It's cold damage.
Okay.
If you have any resistances, I'm not sure if you have any items or anything like that that do.
No.
Okay, that was the creature. It looked like it might have pounced instead. It's got sharp claws, and then all three of the heads look like they could deliver pain. Its 4 claws are like almost like lion claws. Its wings are now spreading out of its back. Like it stopped growing, but its wings kind of bust through its own skin, and they're glistening and new. And they don't have a hair or a feather upon them. They're more like bat wings. It's always a good sign. Tech's turn.
Come on, Dick.
Who's rolling for Tech tonight?
Oh, I'll roll for Tech. Yeah, Tech. This is a worthy combatant. Tech's going in. Like that.
Okay, the creature does not have reach, so Tech is able to wander right up to it.
And we'll do a single attack.
Okay, bringing one of his two-bladed swords down upon the head of the dragon that just breathed over the party.
Your quick check, and then in between rounds here, I'm gonna update all of these details on the quick reference. What did we do? Yeah, just a standard attack. Single attack, right? Standard attack. We will power attack it.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. But no need to rage yet. Let's figure out what's going on first.
AC 17 hits one of the glistening and new spines on the dragon's head, and it does not do any damage.
That makes sense.
Pharisee.
Pharisee is going to start Bard Song.
Nice.
And fly over.
You see the cat head looking at Pharisee. While the goat head's just making this horrible bleating noise.
Over here. Pixel is coming with me.
Its horns glistening with its pre-birth.
Delightful.
Yeah. Pixel's like, woo! Making worried noises. Zephyros.
You're muted.
Thank you. Zephyros is going to cast haste on everybody. I just want to check if I have haste in my... Yeah, it's only a spread.
No, two of which can be 30 feet apart. Can you see Ludo right now?
Well, I can probably not see him, but I probably know where he was.
Yeah, you need to be able to see them to target them. So you need to make a choice whether Manny's in the haste or Pixel and Pharisee are in the haste.
If I can't get Manny in the haste, then I have to put Pixel...
Get Manny in the haste.
Okay, I'll get Manny in the haste, and I can touch the professor, right? So I know where he is. Because I knew he was standing next to me.
Yeah, I haven't moved since I've gone invisible either, so.
Yeah, normally you have to see people to target them. So I will let you use a move action to reach out and find the professor so that you could target him.
If you want to save your move, it's not that important. The professor can't really do much with a haste other than move farther, and he's probably just going to 5-foot step a bunch.
Okay, that's fine. Can I move and try and see if I can find Ludo?
Yep.
Okay, so Zephyros will move right up to Ludo. And then touch him and haste him as well, so it's...
His trunk is swaying side to side. You realize he's trying to cast a spell. Are you going to reach out and just touch his trunk?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so you kind of grab the little nose-feely end of his trunk. And Manny and Ludo are 30 feet apart, so you can haste that group.
Yeah, I'll do that. So it's Tech, Manny, Zephyros, and Ludo.
And you are 5th level?
Yes.
Haste.
It's one creature per level, no two of which can be more than 30 feet apart.
Cool. Beginning of the round, Mokranum, who I believe got hasted.
One, two, three, four. Yeah, Markernum as well. Markernum is probably just going to get off and pretend he's something else.
He's not going into combat?
I don't know if he would. This thing is much bigger than him.
Okay. He's going to get off your back and then turn into... so that's a move and a move. And next round he will just turn into like a barrel.
Right. I mean, I think that's just fair. There's no way he's going to try and take on something that big.
Professor?
I have a question about memory lapse. Could I use memory lapse to make it forget it interacted with the cage and make it try to redo its DC?
That's fucking awesome. Yes.
That's really interesting.
It doesn't remember that the illusion isn't real, so yeah, you could.
But I would have to stop concentrating on it. It would linger, so I could at most get like another round out of it.
I don't know, what are your powers let you linger the...
Being an illusionist, extended illusions, anything with concentration lasts for an additional round equal to half your wizard level.
Okay. So yeah, it would remain for another round, and it would have to make a will save versus a memory lapse, and then a will save against the illusion again.
I think it's probably better for the spell economy just to conjure a fresh illusion.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a minor image.
Yep.
Which is...
Are you letting this one linger?
No, I'll probably drop it since it's already interacted with it. Doesn't really matter if it's up. I'll do a minor image, which is like a silent image, except it has some sounds. I will summon, or a dragon will come down from over the side here, drop into this alley in... like to the side, sort of in front of it, and bellow in its face, but the dragon will have the professor's glasses and a mustache. So I'm assuming probably maybe you guys will pick up for that.
That's good.
And then I am going to move.
What color dragon?
Black as night, and it will its skin will be missing in places with exposed bone. It's somewhere between undead and some sort of shadow.
Alright, so I'm just going to drop down a large black dragon.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, on the fly. I could have created that token. Can it be bigger than that? I want it to be all of this thing's attention right away.
Okay, swooping out of nowhere is a massive black dragon. with the professor with spectacles on it and a mustache.
That looks familiar.
What could that be? I'm going to give you guys a +2 to your will saves versus the professor's illusion of the swooping dragon.
Well, he looks handsome and familiar, doesn't he?
Alright, it's a full +4 because you're being told that the illusion isn't real. So I need will saves from everyone though.
With a +4?
Yep.
Come on, guys.
25.
Nice, you see through it.
21 for Zephyros.
Yep. DC's 18. Tech. God damn it.
Do you really need one from Mokranum?
29 for Manny.
Okay.
Let's get Pharisee.
Tech's excited that there's more dragons to kill.
Mokranum goes, oh, look at
Okay. Alright.
Mokranum didn't make it.
Let's get Pixel.
So Tech and Mocronome so far failed.
Yep. And it has minor sounds, so the dragon's kind of making like growling noises or hissing.
It'll bellow into this thing.
Pixel makes it.
Okay. Yeah, that's frightening. Ludo, you see through. Ludo says that looks familiar and can act accordingly.
Ludo.
Tech seems really on edge though. It maybe doesn't understand the dragon shouldn't have mustaches. It's spectacle.
I'll say in Thrycrane to Tech, keep fighting the three-headed one.
Which one of you is real?
You could move through the illusion squares.
Professor.
It's not taking up any space.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
Okay, Ludo, for those that failed, bravely plunges underneath the dragon. Oh, you can't see Ludo anyways.
Yeah. And I'm going to
All gentlemen dragons have mustaches.
post it.
Oh yeah, Eastern dragons disagree. All right, all the and then gold dragons also have kind of like mustachy tentacles.
I'm going to draw my sword. Or
Okay.
katana.
Drawing your katana as part of your move.
Yeah.
Is that a full move?
Yeah.
And then you've got a standard.
I'm going to delay for now. See what happens. I'm just gonna end it.
Okay, you could take a ready to action. You move.
Oh,
you
sorry.
move-
Already an attack. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. It does not see you.
Thank God.
Let me see.
I was really banking on that.
However, the cat head is sniffing in the air.
I don't smell.
It tries to turn around, but the two heads that are beside it are facing forward, and it, like the whole creature can't quite turn around.
Coordinating.
Yeah. They're snapping at each other. They're angry. Tech's gonna get bit and clawed and bit.
What? Come on! There's a giant dragon next to it. Who cares about
Oh
the
yeah,
bug that can't even
the
hit?
dragon. Okay, so the cat head bites at the dragon. I think it hits, and then it gets its will save for interacting with it.
Come on, fail!
It gets a 12.
Yeah, it fails! 18's the DC.
Okay, which then the goat head in the center basically throws its horns at the dragon.
What happens if only one head believes it?
And then the dragon head does bite Tech. AC 17.
Ooh, I don't know if that's
No,
right.
AC 23 for Tech.
Tech basically made it bite on the end of its sword instead. And he's moving his swords around defensively. One claw goes on Tech, and the other claw will go on the dragon. 25 from a claw on Tech.
Yep.
Okay, his leg does get sliced open a little bit, and some insectoid juice squirts out of his knee, or his version of a knee. 8 damage.
All right.
And then the other claw goes on the figment of the dragon.